What is happening, everybody? Welcome, welcome. It is Thursday. My name is Joe, just your average Joe hanging out in the garage. We've got a few sales to go over, nothing crazy. I've been doing eBay reselling for over 8 years full time, but I've been buying and selling on eBay since 2000. So been around a little while for folks that are new. Um, again, don't have a lot of sales to cover. eBay, we had a great weekend, but since Monday, it's been pretty dead. I didn't jump on yesterday. I dropped the unboxing video of the stuff that I got from a collection. But yesterday I had two sales. I didn't even pack them up. I'm gonna pack them up today and get them out. I got the labels out for them, but I didn't pack them up. Or I'm sorry, I printed the labels out for them, but I didn't actually pack them yet. So they need to technically we're supposed to go out yesterday, but I'll get them out today. Um, and then I had two more sales come in today. So it's been pretty bad the last couple of days after having a pretty good back to goal on Monday as I went over that video, and I did hit goal again for the previous week. So, but as of Monday, it's been kind of back to eBay's dead again. Like, what is going on? I got so much good stuff up. I mean, I'm not even getting offers on things. I mean, typically I get offers. I wake up in the morning. Normally I've got a bunch of offers, and so I'm just not getting traction, man. It's crazy. So, not going to get discouraged though. We're just going to keep on grinding, keep on pushing, keep on doing what we got to do. Keep on keeping on, as Joe Dirt used to say. Um, but anyway, yeah, I've been reselling on Facebook a long time. So any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm glad to help, glad to answer anything, anything I can cover, go over, any questions, any concerns, anything that you guys have that any new resellers or tenured resellers or any of you guys want to offer me some tips or tricks, man, I'm all ears. But we got a pretty short. I think today will be a shorter video just because I don't have a lot of sales to cover. We're gonna go over comments like normal, so that's business as usual. If you watch my unboxing video, the big game I was talking about was the Mario 64 not for resale version. That thing goes for like 250. I was shocked. Never seen that before. The not for resale version. So that went to my collection. So anyway, I mean that was the total unexpected thing, and so that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about as far as adding to my collection, and building my stuff up. So one day I'll sell it, but as of now, it's going to stay in my collection. So, but let's go over comments first and touch on those, and then we'll go over some sales because I only got like 4 sales, and my plan today is to get a bunch of some clothes up today. Today's my plan is to get clothes. In fact, I actually have a pickup that I got that I could probably show off with you guys. One of my local connections that I've made a network with, and he clears out storage units. He's an older gentleman. He does it as a side hustle. He doesn't work anymore, so he's just a retired older guy that just enjoys buying units every maybe once a month. He buys a storage unit, maybe twice a month. He buys storage units and just kind of clears them out as his leisure, and has yard sales at his house, and I've become his game guy. So this will be the third time now we've done a deal. So he's contacting me every time he comes across games, which is nice. So that's kind of going back to building your networks and getting folks, getting to know folks and things like that. I'll say out of every 10 people that you come across, that you try to make a network or connection with, that like, hey, if you don't have anybody you sell games to, I'll be your guy. Shoot me a message, shoot me a picture of what you got next time you get it, and we'll work out a deal. I'd say out of 10 people, you might get one out of those 10 to actually call you back. Either they already have somebody, or they're just not thinking about it, or forget, or whatever. They were just being two-faced in your face, and just even though they were saying yeah, they were thinking to themselves, no, like I've already have so all I'm saying is you're going to get a lot of no's and a lot of not no calls back, and that's fine. But every once in a while, one does hit, and you do get one or two or three over time. Right now, I'd say I've got like 3 or 4 folks that call me somewhat regular. I mean, regularly. They contact me. I'm usually their first point of contact when it comes to video games. So, I've got several folks that I've built those networks and connections with, and normally I just buy them all out. I make it easier for them. Whether it's sometimes it may be a little junky, I just offer them a little bit less, but I just take it all off their hands, because that's what they're looking to do, is just move it all. They're not looking to keep any of that. They're not video game resellers. So anyway, it's good to build those networks. So I'll probably, since this will be a shorter video, show you guys that, because why not? I mean, I don't even know what's all in it. He took a picture of the stuff, so I kind of remember what's in it, but it's been like 3 days since he took the picture. I just grabbed it today from him. So I will say, actually, I have had a couple issues happen. So let's talk about some issues. So I've had well, today I had a Guitar Hero guitar and drum set and all that kind of stuff, and those go for like $300 to $400. It was sitting in my garage right over here, and one of my football helmet things fell on it because the UPS guy just delivered a whole bunch of my football helmet stuff. In fact, let me just bring you over here. We may just do the unboxing first, since I'm gonna bring you all over here. So let's bring you over here. So this is what I'm working with right now, and what I'm referring to. So this conglomerate of boxes is all my football helmet stuff. All as I mentioned before, I do Facebook Live. I do football memorabilia, mainly football helmets, autographed football helmets. So it just delivered today. My drum set was sitting right there, and this big black box fell on it somehow. Well, I mean, it just fell on it. I'm not gonna say somehow. I pushed something too far, and it fell off. It hit the corner of the drum set and cracked it. Totally cracked it. I'm like, no flipping way. Are you kidding me? So the whole thing is just trash. I just threw the whole thing in the trash. I was so mad. I mean, granted, it hasn't sold yet. It's been sitting for like a month, maybe a month and a half. It will eventually sell. The last one I had actually sold pretty quick, but that one for some reason has been sitting for a bit. It's like, man, that's just money down the drain. It just makes me so mad. Anyway, so that's what happened there. Then another thing that happened is somebody opened up a item not received case yesterday. So I got an item not received, and I look it up. They're from overseas somewhere. It just shows me the PO box, and I forget where. It's some American islands that I hadn't even never heard of these things before. This island before, but anyway, it's one of our islands that we sent it to. Like we. Anyway, I can't remember the name of it. It's regardless, that doesn't matter. It went to a PO box is where it was going, and apparently it's not actually in the continental United States. It's one of our territories. So, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's one of our territories. So it's got a PO box associated with it. So, and you can only send it post office, which is fine. That kind of happens with like Hawaii too. Like typically, it only lets me send, I think, post office. I don't think it lets me send FedEx or UPS. I could be wrong there, but I don't think it does. Anyway, that's nor here nor there. But they said I didn't get it yet. And I'm like, what in the world, man? I sent this thing like 3 weeks ago. What do you mean you haven't gotten it yet? I don't know if I shut mic's on. Mic's on. Okay, good. So I look at the tracking. The tracking updated here in Fayetteville, and it's never moved since like the 26th of June. It hasn't had any movement at all. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And it's a Cricut, a vinyl cutting machine, Cricut. It was one of our personal things that my wife wasn't using anymore. So I was like, let's get rid of it. Sold it for like $140. And it's lost. How you lose a big box, because it's a big box. It's not a small little thing. It's a large box. How you lose a large box is beyond me, but it's been sitting no scan since the 26th. So I'm just like, man, come on, man. So I'll be honest, like 99.9% of the time, the post office is on. It may delay, but is there. They always show up after. They always, I've had stuff delayed before and it doesn't show up, but I'm starting to think this time, this might be one of the very first times. I may have had once or twice before out of the probably tens of thousands of things I've shipped out over the years. It's only happened a very, very small percentage of the time, but it's like, man, so here we go. So I got to deal with that. So I put in the tracking because they said they didn't get it yet. So I put the tracking in there. And then what I did, because that gives you some more time to let eBay it just sits. And then eBay eventually will end up stepping in, I believe, if I remember correctly. Or what I'll do is I actually opened up a case. So the way I resolve things like this is I opened up a claim with the post office. Now, I didn't actually put insurance on it, but if I remember correctly, standard insurance is like $50, but I believe because I'm a top rated seller, or at least it used to work this way, when you're a top rated seller, you get the bonus of up to $100 of added insurance at no cost. I believe eBay still does that. I know they were doing that when priority shipping was still a thing. So I haven't revisited the rules to confirm that. If any of y'all want to confirm that or look that up or know that off the top of your head, I may just look it up just to look. It really doesn't matter at this point, but I submitted the claim. Whatever they're going to pay out, they're going to pay out. So I know at one time it used to be if you're top rated seller, they pay out up to $100. So it was $140 for the machine plus shipping was like $169. So what's going to end up happening is I will have to refund the customer, and that's just how it works because I am the seller, and that's just part of doing business. Now, what I'm going to try to do on the back end of that is try to get the post office to at least give me back $100. I've had claims in the past where they've actually paid out the 100 plus the shipping. that'd be great if they give me a little bit more than $100. But if I can at least get $100 back from the post office, I'm not technically losing anything because it was something that I didn't pay for. So I didn't. There's no. I got no. I mean, I did pay for it originally, but we bought it like 10 years ago. So it's been sitting around and sitting around and sitting around. My wife hasn't used it in like 2 or 3 years. So it's just one of those items. I didn't pay anything. I don't really have anything technically in it for resale. It's just one of our old items that have been sitting around. So if I can get $100 from the post office, I'll be a happy camper at least. That'll But that's really the only way to handle things like that. If you don't add insurance, and not so a lot of times they won't even cover it, even if you have insurance. There's believe it or not, they'll fight you a lot of times even with insurance. So, but either way, if you don't have insurance, then there's a standard of either 50 or 100 depending on your seller rating. I think 50 is standard for everybody. But either way, so even if I give that $50, I mean, yes, it still sucks, and it is what it is. But again, it's part of doing business. And then let's see, that return. I think that's it. I think that's yeah, the Guitar Hero I broke, so that was money down the drain. Which luckily I picked it up in a bundle, so technically I didn't have much in it, maybe like $30 or something like that. It just stinks because the potential profit is $300. So you look at it that way, and it's like, man. And then that return that I'm dealing with right now. So hopefully the post office doesn't make it hard. I used to submit claims a lot with the post office until they were pretty good about all the claims I was submitting. And then at one point, this was years ago, because I haven't really had to mess with doing returns or claims or anything very much in the past probably 4 or 5 years. I just haven't. I normally don't have problems anymore, or really have problems. And even back then, it was just here and there. I'd have an issue here or there where it was damaged or something. It was received because I used to ship a lot of different stuff and a lot of fragile stuff, things we come across storage units. Like I remember one time it was a bunch of like cookie jars and things like that. And I've gotten better at packing. Maybe I wasn't that good at packing back then. I don't know but either way, they arrived damaged. One time, a tube TV that I shipped to Hawaii, the whole front of the glass was just punched in, so the glass was just caved into the TV, so just little things like that have happened in the past that I've had to submit claims on. I remember an amplifier, a pretty big amplifier that I sent out. I think it was a JBL amplifier and subwoofer. The subwoofer was like damaged, ended up getting damaged. How? I don't know. But either way, though, typically I've had no problem. They usually will refund me. I used to add insurance, but I just come to the conclusion that for the amount of money I would spend adding insurance on all of these packages, when that rare instance happens where I do have to have a claim put in or end up having to eat whatever a return is or refund something where it just arrived damaged, and I just, whatever the case is, it's more cost effective to just deal with that situation every once in a blue moon and just pay out whatever it is or eat it at that point, versus adding insurance to every single package that's over like $100 or $50. It's just not worth it, because 99.9% of the time things go pretty smooth. I've had things lost and then get found. I've had that happen too. Maybe that happens with the Cricut. I don't know. In fact, I got a package that's lost on the way into me. It was a lens for a PS2 that I had been sitting on. It's been 3 weeks since I've ordered it. And so me and the guy have been communicating, and it's like, it scans and updates and then it goes lost again. It's weird. And then now the latest scan is that they're currently searching for it. That there's a submission. It was I forget what the verbiage was on it, but they're basically currently searching for it because for lost package. I'm like, the last scan was 4 days ago in Fayetteville. Now, granted, it's been floating around in La La Land for the past 3 weeks, but the last scan was in our warehouse here in Fayetteville. So how did it go missing again? Because it was missing before it hit Fayetteville. It was just in La La Land. And then once it hit Fayetteville, now it's in La La Land again. It's like, what is going on? So, again, in my experience at least, and that's something that deters new people to jump in reselling, because they don't want to deal with returns. They don't want to deal with eating stuff like that and dealing with that. It's part of doing business. What do you think Walmart does? People steal from them and they get shipped stuff constantly that's damaged and all that. It's part of doing business. So you just have to be strategic and make it work for you the best that you can in those instances. Again, they don't happen often, especially if you pack and stuff well that doesn't arrive damaged. That's something that doesn't happen very often. Things go missing, doesn't happen very often. But when it does, you just roll with the punches and keep it moving. So like for this Cricut, I'm going to probably end up eating it and then getting some money back from the post office as long as they play ball with me. If they don't play ball with me, then I may end up just having to eat the whole thing, and it is what it is. I mean, it just happens. Yes, it sucks, but anyway. So there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go over comments and stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna show off the stuff that I got. In fact, let me grab it real quick. Maybe we'll just do a quick little show off. My table's pretty clear, as you can see. My table's pretty clear. I got just the Genesis. Oh, here's the guitar and stuff from that Guitar Hero because it was all a bundle. The drum sticks and everything, like the pedal. So what I might do is just, I know the pedals go for like $20. I may sell the pedal, keep the drumsticks for the next one I come across. May not have drumsticks. The guitar, it's a cheaper one. I don't know what it goes for by itself, but I may just sell the guitar with the 2 games. Sometimes that might be like a $50 bill just for that. And then there's a dongle in here, I think, and a microphone. So this might be, I might be able to squeeze another, I don't know, $20 out of this bag and stuff. So I may, still part that out, but I've just put that over here to deal with that. We'll deal with that, as in a bit. The only thing that's left on the table is my Model 1 Sega with the Sega CD that I gotta tinker with and test out. So I haven't quite got to that because that's something I'm keeping myself. So it's no rush there. And then I've got, I don't even know why I have that pile there. Should be upstairs with all my stuff ready to list. So technically my table is clear. So there's that. Let me go grab my bin real quick and we'll show this off. All right. Okay. All right. So let's see what we got here. Let me make sure my mic didn't turn off. I walked too far away from the phone. I don't know if it turns off or not. I think we're good. All right. So I bought this for $140 from that guy that me and him are. I'm his video game guy. So he calls me and so I'm his guy. So let's see. We're starting off with whatever this is, a cheap VR, nothing major. I bet that's nothing if I had to guess. I bet that's a big old whopping nothing. We got some games, nothing major. Kart racing, Nickelodeon kart racing on the Switch. And then we got some PS3 and PS4 games, nothing crazy. We got more Switch, Pac-Man Arcade, Sonic Racing, Mario 3D World. Okay, is that in there? It's not in there. Of course it's not. Oh, Toad's Adventure. That's not even in that one. But I'll take Toad's Adventure. And kart racing is there. So I'd imagine they're all spread out or something. We'll figure that out. The Activision Wii gun. I might end up keeping this one, to be honest with you, because I don't have one for the Wii. But anyway, there's that with the controller in it too. So the controller I'll sell or bundle with the Wii. We've got a Game Boy. I'll take that. A Game Boy. It's no back cover, but that's okay. I can buy one for like $5. What game is this? Simpsons, Bart, and the Beanstalk. Don't know, but I bet that's a keeper. So Bart and the Beanstalk. More games. What are these? Empty case. I love it. Put that over here for now. I don't even know what this is. I thought this was a Vita. This is trash. I thought this was a Vita when I saw it in the picture. I'm like, okay, a little Vita. That's not a Vita. It's trash. Whatever it is, all sunken in and trash. Now there is a SD card. It looks like this. There is. So there you go. 8 gig SD card. I can keep that and use that. So we'll at least get that out of this thing. But the rest of this is trash can. So trash. Headset probably looks like a cheaper one, but I can bundle it with an Xbox, I'd imagine. Yeah, Xbox. So a little cheapo headset, nothing major. So I probably, some headsets are legit, so you got to look them up. Like the Turtle Beach one, And some other ones, like this one is a Turtle Beach. I believe it's another Xbox one, but it's a little, I wouldn't say it's janky, but it's got a little tear on the earpiece. But it's I don't believe this is like a high dollar one. I think this might be again another bundler one that I would just bundle with a system. So I do look them up just to make sure, because some headsets can be $50. So this is just a, well, is this wired or wireless? It feels like a wired, and that's why the wire's on there. So wired Xbox controller. Probably use that as a bundler. Same thing with this one. This one feels, yep, this is just a wired PS2, it looks like. Another wired. Again, I'll just end up bundling that. There's nothing major, I don't believe. Probably broke on this one. Another Xbox controller. Probably added to my broke pile. PS4 controller. Looks like the thumb pad may need. Yeah, the thumb pad's got some crack in it, so I'll end up. If it works, I'll open it up and replace those thumb pads. This one I doubt works. It looks janky. But anyway, I'll check those out. Another wireless, wireless legit. This is an actual legit PlayStation controller, so that one does have the cable with it too. So there's that. What is this? A PS1 off-brand PS1 controller. So again, some bundler stuff. I thought there was more in. Oh, there is actually a little something in here. Okay. Well, we got a PS. I'm like, what? This $140 ain't looking like I did too good, man. I may have overpaid them. But assuming this works, this will get my money back just in this. So PS4, we got obviously controller. So I'll jazz up and fix the controller for it. Just the thumb pads, assuming it works. And there you go. You got a. There's a cable for it too, the HDMI and power. So there's that. So you got there's money back there. And then this, assuming this one works, it's a PS3. So same deal. This will probably get another 120 to 140, especially if I put a bunch of games with it. So so there's some profit there at least. And then this, the last thing was just, he said it was just a tote full of games. So just tons and tons of games. Let's see. Blue Dragon's a good one. If anybody knows Blue Dragon, that's like a $30, $40 game. So there's one already that's not bad. Let's see if I can see anything else that sticks out at me. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions on PS3. That's a big game. I want to say that's like a $50 game. Another Blue Dragon? What? Wow. Metal Gear. Ultimate Alliance, it might be $10. Can't remember. Xbox Transformers the game, that might be $10. Nothing crazy. Red Dead Redemption, that might be $10. Oh, that's just disc 2, isn't it? Yeah, disc 2, so maybe not. I think that's about it. Dead or Alive, Iron Man, nothing major. Watch Dogs, and the rest is just empty. So like 3 games that are pretty good. So again, $140. It's more, a lot of times with this kind of stuff, it's more about just keeping the relationship going, letting them know, he was good about price. I probably could have went $100. He probably would have taken it, but I was like, how about 140? Actually, the way it went was I bought 150, and he said, how about 125? You've been good to me. And I was like, well, you've been good to me too. How about 140? That's actually how the conversation went through text message. So I probably should have went to 125 and taken his, especially because like this is trash. Not exactly what I thought. So I'm not gonna make a killing on it, but that's okay. It's the connections there. I know he's gonna call me whenever he comes across game stuff. That's the main thing. There's obviously a couple gems, Shattered Dimensions, and the 2 Blue Dragons. I want to say those are about 20 to 40. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think Blue Dragon's up there. I think Complete's like 50, so I think disc only maybe like 20, 25. Shattered Dimensions, disc only. I think Complete's like $60 or something if you have it CIB. So I'd imagine just the disc another 25 or so. So that might be $75, give or take, $60 to $75 just in those 3 games. And then obviously you got some of the other games over here, which I don't know what's actually there. There's not much there. And then you got the 2 systems. So the 2 systems will go back about $300, give or take. So not terrible, not terrible. you know, flipping 140 into at least doubling my money after everything's said and done. You know, so I'll make at least another 140 or so, maybe probably closer to maybe 250 off of all of it when it's said and done. But yeah, so that's it there. So that's the unboxing. Let me take this. Let's see, this I need to put over here for now. I'll keep that there. This is trash, and that will take with me. All right, so y'all can come with me. We'll go over some comments. So maybe this video will be a little bit longer than I anticipated. How about that? So, in fact, let me turn my light on real quick because I feel like it's a little. Nah, maybe not. Maybe it's not too dark for y'all. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. It's a little dark, but I think it'll be okay. All right. So, and again, loose case. Where does it go? Straight into my loose case pile. So that way I can, you know, have it for disc. Let me turn the light on. It's maybe a little dark in here for y'all. Okay. That may or may not do much, but alrighty. So let's go over some comments and then let's pull them. If you're not, you know what? Let's pull these sales real quick. Let's just pull these sales real quick. I only got 4 of them, and then we'll go over comments. So the first thing that sold. By the way, between technically Tuesday and today, so really like 2 days, 4 sales, $114.76. Absolutely atrocious. I'm back at. I'm back in that situation where I feel like eBay, you know, it's just I'm gonna have another terrible week. You know, I hit go one week and here we go, we're about to go backwards again. So there's the Atomic Purple controller for $64. That sold for $18, $17 plus shipping. It was on sale. Somebody finally snagged it. Let me put this over here 1 second. So yeah, somebody got that good. I feel like got a good deal on that. Next thing that sold was Altered Beast on Sega. It is complete. Altered Beast. It is complete. $28 plus shipping. So there's that Altered Beast. Next thing that sold was a. Don't sleep on these. Now, granted, Granted, I'm down to like the pieces that aren't selling very well at this point. But Kirby vacuum accessories. So this is one of the attachments for a Kirby vacuum. So for $10.44 plus shipping. Now, granted, I'm down to like 1 piece left. I had like 20 pieces or so, and they all sold pretty well. But then now I'm down to like the nitty gritty, the stuff that like doesn't really sell that much. So it's been sitting for a while. But like Kirby vacuum parts, it usually comes in like mine came in a box, like the Kirby accessory package or whatever. But I just parted it out instead of doing like, because I had the Kirby vacuum and everything. Instead of selling it all in one, I parted it. It seemed like I was able to get more out of it by parting it out. And that does happen sometimes, or it's sometimes more beneficial just part stuff out. So that's what I did there. Parted it out, and when in doubt, part it out. You know what I mean? When you're not sure, sometimes better just part that bad boy out. Especially if it's like something's broke, you part out the rest of it, you know, and chuck whatever's broke. Or if whatever's broke sells for parts and repair, always look up to sell for if it sells for parts and repair, because that a lot of times is the case. So the last thing that sold was a iPad. It's an old one, iPad Air 2. I have it up for parts and repair because it's locked. So $20 plus shipping. It's you know, basically brand new looking, but I don't want to drop it or anything, but there's that. So pretty much brand new looking, but it is locked up. So somebody's going to tinker with it and get it working and hopefully be able to use it. So that's it. That's all that sold. I got a couple pending offers. One big one for an Army helmet for $300. Hopefully the guy takes it. Because man, we need to boost these sales up. It's Thursday already, so I've only got the rest of today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, into Monday before my week starts over again, basically. So we ain't looking good as of right now. We are not looking good right now. I looked at my deposit total for the last 3 days. Right now, I'm like at 250. It's atrocious, absolutely terrible. So I'll get that stuff packed and shipped after. But let's go over comments. Let's see what we got in comments, and then I think we'll go ahead and let everybody go for the day. First comment that we had was Justin says, "Thanks for sharing. You got good advice about Pokemon. Pokemon's nuts, man. If you buy booster boxes, you can't lose. Might take 4 years to appreciate, but it will go up quite a bit. Japanese booster boxes are also excellent. Yes, they are. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm gonna buy the stuff that my buddy tells me is that shorter print, more sought after, higher potential for higher value later. He's way into that and knows that stuff. He owns a card shop, and so he's got to be that guy. He's got to be knowledgeable and has to have that kind of inside knowledge on how it's, what's what. When you know that your allocation for a certain set is a very small amount compared to other sets where you get a large amount, then you already know that that's a more limited run. And from what I understand, Pokemon doesn't really tell anybody what their run numbers are. So being a distributor, he just kind of picks up on the fact that if he only gets a little bit of a certain product, then he knows that right off the bat, that's going to be something that's probably more sought after later because, the other stuff is abundant, if that makes sense. So let's hit replied on newest video. All right. So let's copy that and keep going through these comments. What else we got? Jose Antonio Contreras says, I try to focus on making $100 a day profit. Well, and Jose, thank you for commenting. Let's start there, and thank you for watching, and hopefully you've subscribed. Appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully you get this reply. I try to focus on making $100 a day profit, working towards the $200 to $300 profit mark daily. That's a good place to be. That's where my goal is. My goal is 200 a day. It's been not so good, but typically that's works for me. And typically that $1,400 a week has been doing pretty well for me for over the last, I don't know, probably 2-ish years. But lately, this past 6 months, it's been so up and down. It's crazy. But anyway, I would like to start a YouTube channel and show my storage unit purchases / garage sales and flea market pickups, my selling point of view. Any tips on getting started? Well, my tip for getting started on the YouTube thing is you got to do stuff that makes it easy for you. What do I mean by that? Well, for me, I did the point of view thing where I had the camera on my chest and I was going through stuff, my garage sales and things like that, flea markets, wherever I'm going to pick stuff up and sourcing. The problem is once you're done filming everything, then you got to sit on a computer for hours and edit it all. And if you're good at editing, that probably doesn't take you hours, but for somebody that doesn't really know how to edit very well, and you have to have a very good computer to edit. You can't have just your regular computer and expect to be able to edit well. Now you can edit from your phone as well, so that's an option. But again, I never got into editing from my phone, so I don't know how convenient that is or inconvenient. So that I can't speak on. But what I can speak on is from my seat, what makes it easy for me. What makes it easy for me is I got a stand and I put my camera on and I raw unedited in here talking to you guys and going over sales and just tips and tricks and dropping nuggets and things like that. Would I like to be out there in the field and show you guys all that stuff too? Absolutely. I just can't, I can't commit to taking hours of my week that I don't have and commit it to doing videos and making things pop on the screen and showing eBay comps on things and making it jazzy, putting sounds in the video and all that stuff. I just, making an intro for the video. There's just, making a thumbnail to make it pop and all that. Again, if you're good at that stuff, it certainly will help things grow, and it certainly will help your YouTube endeavor. But I had to be realistic with myself. I tried doing that for a while, and I just wasn't doing a good job. And sometimes you have too many things on your plate, and it just wasn't working. So it wasn't. So I've identified that if I can make it easy, then I can continue doing it. So for me, doing YouTube to make it easy was this setup here, doing it with you guys, talking. growing the channel this way, and and it works because when I'm off of here, I just hit post and boom, it's on there. Right? I don't do thumbnails. I don't do none of that. So it's raw, unedited, and just boom. This is all me, real me. So if I stick my foot in my mouth and say something dumb, you guys get it. If I take too long to do something or pull an order or talking to my family, you're getting it. I mean, that's just how it is. It's real life. So, so I would say make it easy. I'm saying all that to say make it easy because you're more apt to do it more frequently, and that will help you grow the channel. What I've identified with YouTube is you have to be consistent. If you drop off and don't load up videos for even a week, you'll start seeing all your numbers just start going down. So you have to be consistently doing this, unless you're just a guru at doing videos and awesome videos and like stuff that people are going to click on all the time. And that's obviously that's I'm not that guy, so that's not me. So I'm not going to have that. But obviously there's some channels and some people are just whizzes at this stuff and make it look like a real TV show, and people want to jump in and see the next episode or go back and watch all the previous episodes. That's not quite in this realm how it will work, as long as but I have identified that if you stop posting, you're not going to get much traffic on your old stuff. It's typically the traffic is coming through your newer stuff. So you got to be consistent in posting, and it goes back to just consistency. You can't just drop one video a week. In the realm that we're in, the space that we're in, I don't think you can drop one video a week and expect to really grow your channel very well. You got to be consistent. So consistency and what can work for you to make it consistent. Again, for me, it was just getting a tripod, getting this little mic, and just boom, boom, boom. I can post after and I'm done. I also do storage units as well. Mainly storage units we're doing for my thrift store because my wife operates our thrift store. So we do buy storage units occasionally for that. So I've gone to auctions, and there's a couple videos on my thing, old videos that show the auction and things like that. But again, it goes back to your point of view process. Once all that's captured, then you gotta edit it on the back end, and that takes hours. So, and then if you don't have a computer that works well, or the phone, again, I don't really know how to do it on your phone, but there's ways to do it on your phone through like the Adobe video whatever editor or something. My buddy was telling me the Adobe one is pretty good. So, and there's a bunch of other ones that do it, but again, I'd imagine you'd have to have a phone that's a little bit newer to be able to do that and handle that for video editing. But either way, it's also harder to do it on your little screen and then get the things you need on there to incorporate on that little screen. So especially if you want to jazz it up and make it, put things in it, make it cool. I don't know. I would imagine it's a little bit harder to just do it from your phone than it would be doing it through a computer, but even that's going to take time. So anyway, hopefully that helped a little bit. Yeah, that's all I got for you. So, or at least what I can think of at the moment. So keep it up. I will say keep it up. Keep hammering it out. Get yourself up to $200-300 a day. That's what works for you and your family. It's a roller coaster though, man, because even when you get up to that point where you're pretty consistent, then it's just this number happens, man. It's just like anything else. It's ups, downs. I've had $2,400 payouts. I've had $400 payouts every week, and everything in between. I went over it at a couple videos ago on all my payouts since April. 1,700, 1,400, 1,100, 400, 400, 800, 700, 2,400. It's all over the place, man. And I'm not doing anything different, sourcing anything different. It's just I just maintain, and I keep the wheel turning. I know everything I get goes on eBay, and whatever sells, man. And I try to pump those promotions and try to, bring prices down or do a sales promo or the marketing promo, and that stuff always helps boost sales. But I just feel like eBay's becoming so inconsistent. So it's in the back of my mind to cross-platform, man. It's still in the back of my mind. It's something that I really don't want to take on and do the extra. But I got to get stuff out of here faster than I'm getting it at this point. And right now I feel like I'm getting it faster than I'm selling it. In fact, I don't feel that way. That's what's happening. I can see it in my numbers. I'm getting stuff faster than I'm selling it at this point. Where it used to be, I was getting stuff basically just as quick as it was selling. I was getting it, and it was working well. And I haven't changed anything as far as what I'm sourcing. I'm still predominantly sourcing games and things that are more sought after with higher sell-through rates. But I don't know. All I can say is this. This is an example. So this is a prime example of just inconsistency and why things are the way they are. I've got this TI-83 Plus. I've been sitting on this thing. This is a prime example. I've been sitting on this thing for like a month, right? I just picked, and it's at $21 plus shipping, okay? I just got one last week. I put it up last week. The same day it sold for $21 plus shipping. Why is this one still sitting then? I don't get it. It makes no sense. I just put another one up. It sold the same day. This one is still sits. Now, could I end it and repost it? Yeah, I probably could, but it's still like, but why hasn't this one sold? This one's been sitting for weeks at this point, and it's the same price. It makes absolutely no sense to me. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, there's just no rhyme or reason to it. I almost feel like eBay really should make an effort to boost older items first instead of the newer items. Like, your older items that are sitting on eBay are the ones that should be at the top of the list. Like, kind of, like, let's get rid of this old inventory first. eBay should be, I don't know, that's probably not, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Y'all let me know in the comments. But it's just like, man, and that's just across the board for all sellers. Like, all your old stuff should be kind of pumped up more than all the newer stuff. The newer stuff, it's anyway. I don't get it. I don't get it. So let me reply to this real quick, and let's keep going. I see I'm at 40 minutes already. So Kurt says, yo, Average Joe, I had so many first edition Pokemon cards and threw them away in the garbage when I was 18 and moved out of my mom's house. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Now I'm 34 and old me is sick to my stomach that I thought that I threw all my binders away. Still to this day, one of the biggest regrets. Yeah, dude, especially if you had first edition stuff. Oh my goodness. Well, if it makes you feel any better, my mom got rid of all my video game stuff when I was in college, like all my video game stuff. So yeah, they can't hold anything against Pokemon cards, but still, I feel your pain to some degree. Hindsight's always 2020. Ouch! Looked like it hurt when you knocked the metal pole on your bare foot. Yeah, well, it was actually a baseball bat that was sticking out a little bit too far. I pushed it back, but yeah, it was one of those baseball bats that have been just sitting since last year. I don't pick up baseball bats anymore. So I haven't had any luck with them. I think I've sold one for like $50. So I'm not going to say I just haven't. I don't know enough about them. So I was just picking them up, and they've just been pretty much sitting. So I don't pick them up much anymore. There is money in them by all means, but if I pick them up again or consider picking it up again, if I see a good one, I'm going to look it up. I don't look stuff up typically very often, but that'll be something that I know there's money in it. I need to look it up before I decide to purchase it again. That's all. Keep your aisles clean. Yeah. I try to. I try to keep them fairly clean. But all right, so let's go reply. Boom, boom. All right, next comment. Kurt also says, yo, Average Joe. Of course I'm watching. All your profit goes straight to the collection on the Cart Mountain. Yeah, that's you're not wrong, I guess. Not for resale is a banger. Yes, it is. Sell it 200 plus. Yeah, it is like 250. I'm keeping it. That's a keeper. Stop mid sentence. No scrunches up. I thought it smelled like pee. It did for a second, man. I was like, what is that? It's a little funky. Blind Pulse, $45 game from Cart Mountain. Yeah, there's some big titles. Chrono Triggers in there. There's some big titles in there for sure. Like I said, it's mainly all the stuff that I've already filtered. There might be a few fillers in there still, but not many. It's mainly 15 and up on all that on what's in there. Yeah. So yeah, I know, man. I know. I need to get to it one day. Yeah, you should see the pile of Switch games that are upstairs. I have never showed that off. That you'd be like, Joe, what the are you doing? All the Pokemon games I'm sitting on upstairs, man. It's all the Pokemon games I've collected. Well, I've already taken the ones that I'm keeping, but it's all the other ones that I've accumulated over my last 2 years or so since I've niched myself into video games. So it's all the ones I've collected or picked up over the last 2 years or so. And so there's probably 30 Pokemon games, whether it be GBA, Game Boy, DS. It's crazy. Yeah, I know. I know, man. I know. I need to just start selling that stuff. And you made a good point. Getting that stuff up will help bring more eyes to the store and move other stuff. You're not wrong. Anyway, when things are going the way they're supposed to go, I don't need to worry about that so much. But now I'm starting to think, maybe I need to get that stuff up, man, because I got to hit these goals, man. I got to hit goals. I got goals to hit. Anyway, let me reply to that. All right, next one up is Justin. Thanks for sharing the unboxing. Some pretty cool items. I agree. There's some good stuff in there. I like the retro stuff, man. I really like the retro stuff. And I'll say I tinkered with fixing a Game Boy. I think I told you guys. Maybe I told you guys. Can't remember. But I'm pretty. I'd say I'm outside of soldering stuff. I can fix Game Boy as far as like battery corrosion. I feel confident now with that. And If the screen has missing lines, and not missing, but the lines are missing in the screen, you take the soldering iron to the board and you just kind of start heating it up a bit. You don't actually have to solder anything, and it fixed one out of the two that I had. So now I've got that one that I just picked up and showed you guys. So we'll see what that one does when I power it on. Assuming it's, I can at least fix those few things. So that's good. Jesus says, it's starting to get hot in here, guys. That's this heat, man. At 26:54, another Turtles in Time. I didn't even know about that title. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Turtles in Time, man. Super Nintendo. The unboxing was the time capsule. Absolutely awesome stuff. Thanks for sharing. Let's start listening to some of that. Let's start listing some of that clothing. That's my goal today. My daughter's got gymnastics tonight. So my goal today, I got at 5:15, I got about 3 hours. At 5:15, I got to pick her up to take her to gymnastics. So my plan is to take a bunch of pictures of clothes, at least the Army stuff that I picked up recently, and get that stuff on my phone. So tonight, when I'm just sitting at practice, I can just start listing that stuff. So that's the plan. Let's see. Just kidding. Thank you for the episodes, and as always, congratulations, continued success. Well, I appreciate that, Jesus. I really do. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. And let's see. Jesus also says, update at 28:44. We say janky, not beat up. Also, I started saying janky. Once again, fantastic episode. Yeah, janky, man. I don't know. I don't remember where I got janky from or when I started saying janky, but yeah, janky. Some of that stuff is it's janky. So what does this say? 20-year-old me. Oh, did I not reply to that one? Let me probably reply to that one. I think that's it. So, oh, he did say they were first edition Pokemons. Kurt, that sucks, man. All right, so I'm caught up on comments. That's it, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get the stuff packed up and I'm done for the day. Outside of taking a bunch of pictures, I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures of clothes and try to get some of these clothes up because I got a bunch of my systems up that I processed yesterday or the day before. I got like 6 systems up yesterday. I'm gonna do the clothes, and then tomorrow there's a community sale. Like it is 45 minutes away, 45 houses they say. So I'm starting at 7 a.m. So I'm probably going to go there and start there, and that be it for the day. Is just go there and see how it goes because it's like almost like 45 minutes away from me. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. Let you know how it went. I should be back around 10 or 11. 10 or 11. It starts at 7. I'll be there about 6:30. I figure 2 hours, 7, 8, 9, about an hour back. So I should be back about 10 o'clock, give or take. So then I can get my whatever sold on eBay and then do a video for you guys and then show you guys what I picked up, if anything good. So, and then my plan is to maybe tonight, because I'm kicking off my football helmets tomorrow. So I'm going to be busy again for the next week doing football helmets at night. So tonight I'm going to try to knock out some of that stuff I just showed you guys, the PS3, the PS4, get that stuff cleaned up, tested, and then those controllers, test them out, see what I need to do with a couple of the controllers, and then get that stuff up on eBay too. So that's done. Process some of those games, and see how they're looking. They may look trash, and so I'll resurface them. I have a resurfacer, the JF or JFL or JFNL or whatever it is, resurfacer. It's a cheaper one, like I forget what I paid for it, $150 or something like that, give or take. But it's the one you put the disc on, it spins super fast, and it works pretty well. It does a pretty good job. It's not perfect, and if you need to sand the disc, it's 50-50 whether it'll work again. But if I try to buff them, which buffing takes a lot of the scratches and stuff out of it, especially if they don't look that great, but they work still. And even if they're not working, a lot of times that'll get them to start working, which is nice. So I recommend it. I know some people dog it and stuff, but I recommend it. I mean, it's not perfect, but it certainly paid itself back. And it's certainly, it's one of those things where, a customer sees that this disc, when I got it, was scratched to all get out and didn't read. And then I was able to resurface it and it looks pretty good and it reads now. So that's a win. I mean, you do that enough times, it's paying for itself. So I would recommend it if you're doing games regularly. So, but that's it, guys. I'm done for the day. Appreciate y'all hanging out and watching. I'm just under 50 minutes. Hey, you know, it is what it is. But have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully your sales are going well. Drop some comments. I'm looking forward to comments. I'll address them tomorrow or maybe Saturday. I'll probably jump on either tomorrow or Saturday or maybe both. So, well, tomorrow for sure, unless I have no sales and I don't find anything at this community yard sale, then I might not jump on tomorrow. But I would say the chances are pretty good I'll be on tomorrow. So drop some comments. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. We'll see you on the next one, and happy picking.